y'all, it's Kat from KatsSouthernCharms. You have to excuse me, still dealing with allergies and all of that jazz. But today we're gonna do our squishies. Remember I told y'all have asked many times if I have a video that shows how to do this, how to create these adorable babies. And I told you I didn't have one. I had not tried this before, had no idea how it works, so I would have to get it and we could learn together. So here we are. I have it and we're gonna learn together. So first of all, let's take a look at what we have in our kit. We have our molds. What mold is this? I think that's the dragon mold. And then we have the, yes, there's chubby cheeks for our squishy. I don't even know what you call him. A capybara, a guinea pig. Y'all tell me, what is he below? I don't know what he is. Anyway, it comes with a manual, tells us how we're supposed to do everything in our kit we should have, all the instructions we're gonna follow in making these cute little guys. So, there's our manual, we don't want to lose that. We have our colorant, we have eyeballs, we have, oh, we even have a little tag. Isn't that cute? Squish your worries away. That's adorable. We have a measuring cup, we have some pouches for something, 3 pouches for something, don't know what yet, some stirring sticks, an applicator, probably for his cute little cheeks, our liquid, whatever we're gonna call that, some powder, another measuring cup. Aha, I cannot touch these because they break me out something fierce. So instead of those gloves, I'll be using my nitrile gloves. That's the only gloves I can use without having issues, so I'm going to not even touch these. I'm gonna dump them in my trash. I'll be wiping that out. Set that to the side because I don't want any breakouts. Oh, a mold release cream. What is that? Kind of looks like Vaseline. That's Vaseline. So, mold release. We'll figure out what for. Let's move this out of the way. We have our powder I told you about, our dyes, our applicator, our sticks. Oh, cute little sayings. And some chains, I guess, to go through the holes. Squish your loneliness away. Squish your fears away. Those are cute, huh? What's the other one? Squish your worries away. Loneliness, worries, and your fears. Those are really cute. All right, so we have something for eyeballs, maybe. It looks like eyeballs for our whatever that is. And we have the bigger eyeballs for the dragon. And we have, I don't know what this is. Let's see. Oh, is this like a makeup palette? I bet it is. Am I opening it correctly? Yes. Yes, it's a makeup palette, y'all. Isn't that cute? You can decorate your piece with makeup. Make little cheeks rosy. That's really cute. Okay, so this is our palette. I'm gonna put it back in here. Don't want it busted up. Okay, so that's all of our ingredients. What came in our box? So let me just take everything out. And I'm gonna set everything up. When we come back, we're gonna get down to the brass tacks of how it all works. We're gonna use our manual, go step by step, according to their directions, and see what we create and get. All right, while I set everything up, grab your drink, grab a snack, whatever you wanna grab. We'll be right back. Hey y'all, we're back. Let's talk about prep work first. The first step, and we have our handy dandy little instructions that we're gonna use, but the first step is applying our mold release to our molds. So I'm gonna do that before we move to the next step. And I'm not gonna make y'all sit and watch all this, but I'm gonna give the inside of these molds a once over, and really and honestly y'all, this is simply Vaseline. This is all this is. There's no secret formula to that. It seriously looks like just Vaseline. And when you're doing this, make sure that you get all the little eye sockets, every little part of this little guy, because you want this to come out with no issues, right? So I'm making sure that I get really, all these little nooks and crannies are good, and all the way to the top and the edge really good. So I don't have any issues when I want to take him out. So that's step number one. I'm not gonna make you sit and watch me go through all these steps. So I'm gonna put our mold release cream, aka Vaseline, in our molds, get that part prepped and ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and measure up our mix because I love Let's Resin for this. In their instructions, it tells you specifically if you're doing the dragon, this is how much of A, this is how much of B, and it actually says 2.5 ounces for A, 2.5 for B. So that is for the dragon. And for the hamster, we can't figure out what it is. It's a hamster, y'all. It is 2.7 ounces of A, 2.7 of B. I love Let's Resin includes those measurements. There's no guessing, no math, none of that. So it's all spelled out. I'm gonna get it mixed up, ready to go, and it tells you if you want to add any of this, and this is actually a paste color. If you want to add some paste pigment to your silicone, you gotta trim the top because it's sealed, and then, you know, add it to your silicone. And you don't have long. Once you start this process, the second you start mixing these together, pour them together, you're on the clock, and you don't have long to get everything combined. So, just like before you pour this, I suggest you cut your tips off of your colorant before you start measuring and pouring. That takes a step that you would have to pause mixing to get the paste bottles ready. And who knows, it might affect your result. So do all of your prep work before you mix your silicone. I'm gonna cut the caps off of this color paste before I pour these together, so everything is ready to go. They're not gonna be in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna have them set by their prospective person. We're gonna do a purple dragon and a tan or cream colored hamster. So let me get all that ready, get all that prep work out of the way so you don't have to sit and watch it. I'll be back in a few when we're ready to pour. Hey y'all, we're back. We got the insides done. We cut the top off of our paste, and let me forewarn you, when you take the cap off, there's a plastic piece that goes down to keep it sealed. As soon as I unscrewed the top, that plastic insert popped like champagne. So be careful when you uncap these. Now we have part A and we have part B, and I pulled out my scale because we're going to do 2.5 fluid ounces. Make sure that you're measuring fluid ounces, or you can use one of your other cups that has ounces on it. 2.5 of A, wait for our hamster, 2.7 of A, 2.7 of B. So that's what we're going to mix up. We have our colored paste ready. So when I start stirring, we only have about 30 seconds to do that before we need to start pouring in our hamster. So I'm going to measure this out. All right, 2.7, get my little stick ready. 2.7 is our goal. There we go. All right, we have our 2.7 of A, and I can take my time right now because they're not mixed together yet. So I'm wiping the top off because I've always found when you clean the top off before you put your cap back on, you have less of an issue. I'm also going to wipe the stick off so I can wipe the top of part B. So now comes the fun part. Once I start pouring this, we're kind of on the clock because we have 30 seconds to get everything mixed together, combined good, and start pouring. Now, alright, I'm going to do this. Once I get my 2.7, you can either leave it on your scale and go to 3.4, or you can zero it out and pour 2.7 again. So 2.7 is the goal. In this part, I'm going to pour a little faster. I'm going to watch close. When we start getting close, I'm going to back off my pour rate so I don't over pour. 7. All right, we got 7. So wiping the top off real quick, putting a cap on, moving my scale out of the way, and I'm adding some paste. Let's see what this looks like. Y'all, look at that. Alright, I want some more. Alright, set that to the side. I don't want it falling over. So, I'm scraping my sides and the bottom. to make sure that everything is combined. And you know, this is kind of similar to their polyurethane, right? Alright. So wiping my stick off. And let's move our hamster. You don't want to pour this. You just want to pour a little at a time, right? And I'm going to use my stick to make sure that it's in all those little nooks and crannies. I want to make sure all the little areas are covered in there. Alright. I don't want to. Alright, that one's done. All poured in there. Wiping my stick off so it's ready for another use. You see the bubbles coming up, and I'm just going to gently jiggle this around to help the bubbles rise. Once this is poured, and I'm sure one of your very first questions, how long does it take for this to set up? 4 hours. That is our clock. So, we have our hamster poured. I'm going to move him back here. And let's check our instructions, because I didn't read all the way through. Oh, a warning that I did not see. Adding too much paste can cause your creation to be softer. So you got to be very careful of how much color you add to the silicone. I say just enough to give you the tint or the color that you are looking for. I'm going to stir this around and kind of help release some of these bubbles. I don't know if you're supposed to, but that's what I'm doing. Again, I'm going to wipe it in here. I'm going to clean that cup out later. And I don't ever pour this stuff in my sink or around any of my plumbing. I think I'm going to let this one set and dry and see if I can just pull it out. That will be a test because I really don't know. If not, I lose the cup, no big deal. But we're going to let that rest. I'm not going to clean that one out. I want to let it set and see once the 4-hour mark or however long it takes for this to cure, if I will be able to just pull it out of the cup. Comes out clean, no issues, ready to use again. And after I pull it out, of course, I'll wipe it down with my wipes. But it should be good to go. Now, I'm not going to put you through... Well, we can do it real fast. I wasn't going to add it. I really don't want this to be long, but let's do our dragon while we're here. Okay? I cancel that out so it's at 0. And I know for the dragon we need 2.5 ounces and 2.5 ounces for... So, 2.5. I'm using a new stick. And we're going to make him purple. And we can use our palette to give all the highlight colors, whatever we want to add. We'll decide when we get to that stage. But I really like pink with purple. So, I can tell you I'll probably use pink. 1. Come on. 2. 3. We're getting there. 4. And... Come on. Well... There's 5. Alright, we have 5. Let me wipe my lid off. So look, we'll measure and see how much we have left after I pour this guy. But this is, let me write this on here. That is 1 hamster. Let's see how many ounces do we have. 7 ounces in each bottle, so that's 14 ounces in total. We're using 5 and 3.4, so 8.4 ounces out of 14. I'll do the math and let you know on screen what's left. I want to go to 5, and I didn't cancel it out. I'm just going to go to 5. And there's no odor. There's no smell to this. So that's good. If people are wondering. Come on, 5. Come on, 5. Alright, we have 5. So, wiping top. Closing that bottle. I have my paste already ready to go. And you see that's about a little less than a dime size of paste. Let's see what we have. I'm gonna move that out of the way, move our dragon into place. And y'all, there's a lot of nooks and crannies on that dragon. Ooh, look at that, y'all. That's a bright color. So yeah, it doesn't take much paste at all to give you your desired look. Ooh, this is a pretty purple. Can you see that? That is a pretty purple. And again, I'm scraping my sides and the bottom as we go because I don't want to leave anything behind. I want to make sure it's all combined. All right, so let me wipe my stick off. Set that to the side. Well, I'm going to use it, so I'll hold it. And remember, for a little, make sure you're getting all the little areas filled. No air pockets, no bubbles in the wings and the eyes and the nose. And his little spikes on his head. For a little more, continue making sure all the little wings are incorporated. Nothing's hiding in there. And like I said, I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but this is how I'm doing it to make sure that we don't miss or have any little air pockets hiding, which would not be fun. We want to make sure that all these little areas get their fair share. We want to go down his face. Again, make sure I get those spikes at the bottom for his little horns. And we're going to pour. Make sure his little feet get covered. Alright, so bubbles are coming up. That's great. I want to make sure all these little toes get covered. Alright, and our sides here, and his little tail. All these little nooks and crannies. Alright, just gonna, in fact, I am just going to use my stick and top this off because I don't want too much. Alright, so we're done with that. Move it out of the way, wipe my handy dandy stick off. Y'all, anytime I'm mixing, as soon as I am done, I am wiping my stick off so it's ready to be used again. Throw that wipe away, do a little push up to make sure that everything is incorporated, get all the bubbles up, and I'm just gently tapping. See the bubbles are rising? That's what we want. Let them get on up there. Ta-da! So, we have those poured. The next step is wait our time limit. Look, see how smooth that is now? There's no bubbles there. That's what we want. And I think it's going to self-release the bubbles. We'll be able to tell better with our dragon. But I really want to get those bubbles to the top, let them pop and treat on their own. Well, I did this before. Again, I'm going to press down in those little eyeballs and horns and all of that at the bottom and our wings and make sure that there's nothing left wanting. Okay, so we're done with that. Once again, wiping our stick so it's ready. But that's it, y'all. That's our prep work, our mixing, our adding our colorants, and now the final step, the one we all love the most, waiting. All right, it's so hard, but we don't have to wait overnight. We only have to wait 4 hours. I'm just going to clean some of this off of our edges. I'm sure it will be a very easy trim if there's any overage after we release this, but I'm going to give myself a little less work and clean it up now at this stage where I can, so I don't have to worry about it when I take these guys out, like so. So I'm gonna go around my edge, clean this up. We're done. All right, all that's clean. Now we wait. See you guys in just a second for you, a little longer on my end. Grab a drink and let's see what we have when we go to pull these puppies, or dragon and hamster, out of the molds. See you guys in a few. Hey y'all, we're back. And our pieces are done. Now we gotta get them out of the mold. And we're at the final stage. Remember, we have our instructions that tell us step by step exactly how to do this. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reminder, before you pull your silicone together, make sure your paste, the top is snipped off. beware because it's going to come bubbling out. It's going to overflow, so make sure you have your baby wipes or paper towel ready to clean that up. Do that before step 3, so then you're not wasting time, because remember, you only have like 30 seconds to stir all that together before you have to start pouring. So we let it sit for 4 hours. The next stage tells us to demold, starting with the edges. So we're going to do that, and then our next step for section 3 is time to decorate. So we have our applicator, we have our palette with our, I don't know if it's mica powder or whatever, but I also have a brush, and I'll tell you what I'm going to use that for. And this is just a big makeup brush. I use this when I'm doing my canvases and my geodes to brush off any sand if I'm doing a seascape, brush off some crushed glass, things like that. So these big makeup brushes really come in handy for that purpose, and we're going to use it for a similar purpose here. We have 2 sets of eyes. We have black eyes for our hamster, and we have big googly eyes for our dragon. So we're going to use those. And then of course the last part is we have our cute little cards that talks about squish your worries away, your fears away, your loneliness away, and little keychains to package that in our little pouches that came in the kit. Remember our pouches here, each little pouch has a hole, so the keychain and your little tag, whichever one you want to put on there, you can attach that way and send this as a finished project, a gift, however you're going to do this. So, whoop, try to jump away. But first, let's go over this real quick. Remember I told you I was going to leave this and let's see how it peels out. What can I use? Pray tell. I have a spoon too for my flocking powder. Let's just use, I don't really want to. Well, let's just use our little silicone tool. Oh, look at that, y'all. Peels right out. So that answered that question. Look at that. Peels right out. So I'm gonna, look, it's like a little squishy ball. I'm just gonna put that back in our cup. I may add some powder to that and have a little extra squishy ball to go with that, but kind of sticky. So I do have my handy dandy baby wipes because I don't want this mixing with my project. So let's start with our cute little hamster. We're going to, it says start at the edge, so we're going to separate. And remember, we put that Vaseline, or what is it called, the mold release cream, which I told y'all was essentially Vaseline. So we're separating from the edge. We're just pulling away from the outside and working my way all the way around. Okay, last little piece. And let's see about folding this down now that we have pulled this away from the edge. I just want to fold, because this is one of those squishy molds that I really don't like a whole lot. I'm just going to turn it inside out and try to pull this guy from the mold like so. I'm just gently pulling this back. Look at his little face. So I'm just gently pulling this away from the mold because we have the release on there, like so. Look at that, y'all. Let me end that, put that right side back. But we have our little hamster. Isn't he cute? Squishy, squishy. I want to stick to everything. Now, the steps say to decorate and then add your flocking powder once you've got him decorated. So, I actually put a piece of parchment paper down because I wanted to catch the flocking powder, so I can put it back in that pouch and reuse it for future projects. But first thing first, ooh, where did my eyes go? There they are. Put those over there. We need some eyes for him, so let's get our little black eyes out. I need 2, and these are flat. You see that? There's a flat side and a round side, and we want to stick the flat side to his eyeball, and hopefully it will stick right. Let me see if I can get his little eyeball to stick there. Just gonna, alright, there's one. Let's get this one in place. And I just want to cross-eyed. Oh, this is not sticking very well. Well, his eyeball is sticking there. Oof. I had somebody comment on my little short that I did previewing doing this, and they said that Michelle from Glitz and Glam had issues with his eyeballs, and I can see that. And you know what I think might be the issue? Put this down, take these off, and I'm going to take a baby wipe. The issue might actually be that there's some Vaseline left on this from where we added the Vaseline or the reduction, the mold release, not reduction, the mold release. So I want to just kind of wipe that off because that might be causing that not to stick well. So let's try again. Can we get our eyeballs to stick? And if not, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to color them. I will just color some eyeballs. But, oop. Alright, flip this over. Y'all. These eyeballs. There. Alright, let's see. Is that going to stick better? Seems to be sticking a little better. So maybe when we pull these out of the mold, we need to kind of wipe it down with a baby wipe or something to make sure all that Vaseline is no longer present, so these will stick better. That seems to have worked. Okay, his eyeball, there. That is where I want his eye to stick in place, like so. Okay, so they're staying now. Oh, well, look, I said that too soon. They're not wanting to stick. Alright. Let's open our palette and go to work with coloring him. There is a piece of cellophane over your colors, your palette. So, first things first, I want to paint the inside of his ears. Let's do this pink. And I don't know how much it's going to take. It's going to take more than that, I can tell you. So there we go. I'm going to paint the inside of his ears. And y'all can tell I did not put a lot of pigment paste in this one. So he's more of a white hamster. And I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that. So I do want to color his ears. So the inside of his ears are pink. Like so. Let's do this other side. And you know what might work better with this? I don't know though. I was thinking maybe a Q-tip, but I don't know about that. You know what? I'm gonna switch to my eye makeup brush. Oh, that's better. And actually, this has some glitter left over on it. I'm okay with that though. You can have glittery. You can have a glitter ear. I'm okay. Look at his little ears. We're going to put some pink on his cheeks. And I'm not going to do these all up. I just want to show you guys how this works. And give you the freedom. Look, and I'm trying a dark color. Let's try a paler pink. And see what that looks like. Oh, that's cute. I like the paler pink on his cheek better. Little rosy cheek. Let's see if we can wipe that off. Like, dulls it down some with a baby wipe. I think that's better. What do you think? I like his cheeks like that. And I'm going to use my puppy pad to wipe my brush off. And I want to make his nose. Let's use this. I want to make his nose black. So it's defined and you can see his little nose. I'm just going to put this on the corner of the brush. See his little nose? There. So he's got a little black nose. And let's use some brown on his little feet. Look at that, y'all. That's so cute. And I'm using a little shimmery brown that's in this palette. There are a lot of different colors that you can choose from. I'm going to just use this little brown. and give his paws and his feet a little definition so you can see what that is. There, you've got cute little feet now. And now you can see here are his little arms. We're going to give them some highlights too, so you can see his little arms. There you go. Now he has some arms too. Super cute. Gonna make sure those are defined. And y'all, I'm not gonna do this and make y'all watch all of this painting or highlighting. Alright, so wipe my brush off, and I do want to put this little bit on his mouth there. Give him, or her, what do you think? Is it a he or a she? I want to put a little mouth, maybe some chapstick, some lipstick. There we go. It really is up to your imagination. If you want to go by how they have it, do they have it on here? Yeah, the pictures they have on here. If you want to go by that and make it look like the picture, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. Let your own imagination be the test. I want to show you all the process. So I will do the dragon off screen. But now the next step, we have them decorated. The next step is using our flocking powder, and this is going to lock everything in and not let it be so sticky, right? So we have him decorated. His eyes are not wanting to cooperate. So I'll have to look that up. It seems like that is an issue for at least the hamster. Now, I want to move these brushes over out of the way. I want to move my dragon out of the way. And we're just going to, I'm going to use my spoon here, and I'm just going to sprinkle this flocking powder. Wow, doesn't want to let go very easily. Well, that was a lose. So maybe we can put it on. Maybe I'll do that. I will put some on the parchment paper, which I'm just going to put some across him there. And then, like if you're a baker and you're making biscuits, or you're rolling out something, a pie crust, I'm just going to roll this and get it covered in this blocking powder. Oh, he lost an eyeball, y'all. He's a pirate now. He only has one eye. I just want to roll this. Look, you see how he's covered? He looks like he's been sugar-coated. Look, squishy, squishy, squishy. Squishy, squishy. Y'all, this is fun. I have to tell you, I didn't think this was going to be that fun, but it really is. And I can see how this can be a stress reliever or just a fun time for kids. I really see that. And his eyeball, well, alright, I have to look at the eye issue. But we have one eyeball, and he's flocked, ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this, because I don't want that going everywhere. And then let's get our, oh, here's our pouch. And we're going to get our pouch. We're going to open it, maybe. Oh, there we go. We're going to open it, and we're going to put him inside. Look at that. He has a nice little home. He can fit inside his little pouch. We can stand him up straight. And look, and he can just be a squishy. You can just grab your pouch, attach it to a backpack, whatever you want to do. And we're going to close it, seal it up, make sure it's all sealed. Okay. Then we're going to take one of our, if I can get it open. Okay. We're opening our little keychain. We're going to pull one out. We're going to take a tag. And we're going to put it through our little hole, like so. And snap it in place. There you go. Squishy, 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 squishy. Oh, he lost his other eye, y'all. So he's a blind hamster. Poor guy. But it serves its purpose. It's fun. It will keep kids entertained. And it can be a stress reliever without just being a ball. You squish him down, he pops back to life. Squish him down, he pops back to life. Isn't that fun? Leave me a comment below. Would you have fun squishing this little guy and letting him come back to life? It's kind of fun. So, I have a dragon to go. I said I wasn't going to do this and make y'all sit and wait. But now that we know how to get these guys out, we're just gonna pull from the edge toward the center to get it to release from the mold, like so. Now that we have it started, I'm going to start molding this mold, y'all. Woo! Alright, pulling like so from the edge. We want to make sure everything releases. We get our wings. Okay, now we are down to the head, and I'm just turning this inside out, and I'm just going to pull gently the silicone away from the mold, like so. Want to be careful around these little spikes and ears and all of that. Ta-da! Our dragon. Woo! Our dragon is out, y'all. And his little tail, and his feet, and his little paws. Isn't he so cute? Okay, so remember I said we're gonna try this. I want to wipe away any of that Vaseline, because I don't know if that's an issue. And honestly, I left these in the mold longer than 4 hours because I had cooked dinner, do all that stuff. So it was not exactly 4 hours when I took that out, and that might be part of the problem with the eyes because I didn't take it out fast enough. So let's do pink eyes. Find the other pink eyeball. We're gonna set these eyes to the side. Oh, he fell over face first. Come here, guy. There we go. Now we're gonna stick his little pink eye. Well, I don't wanna. Alright, I'm gonna push the eye in. Have this one. I'm gonna push them inside. Alright. These eyes seem to be sticking better. He has eyes! So cute! Hi, little dragon. Alright, now to decorate. Oh, gotta unstick those wings. There we go. Okay, now, what color? Oh, look at that, y'all. So maybe we don't wipe it down, especially don't wipe it down with a baby wipe. You see it left some of the material behind? So don't do that. Let me try so y'all don't make those mistakes. Alright, let's put our hamster to the side. Okay, he's top heavy and won't fall. And let's get our palette. And we gotta decide what colors do we want to use with this guy. Alright. For the claws, do I want to use yellow? Alright, I'm gonna do yellow on his horns. Oh, sorry. Hold it to me where I can see instead of y'all. You see the yellow. I'm brushing over his little horn. See, he's got a yellow little horn now. Going to brush his spike yellow. And I guess too, I didn't think about that. The colors that you use, also you kind of want to look at your color, your underlying color, right? And I'm gonna experiment with something. And I hope I have it sitting right here. There we go, we have some yellow horns. And I want to, I have it sitting here. I want to try some holographic glitter on this guy. I'm gonna clean my brush, open this up. Let's pull, we have our aqua blue, we have gold we'll put over his horns, we have black, what else do we have? Some pink. Alright, so instead of this palette, I'm gonna use Resin's holographic glitter, and I want to see how this works. Alright, so, oh goodness, my hands are slipping. I'm gonna take these gloves off. I think we're okay since we're not mixing it. There we go. Then I can open my glitters much easier. Alright, so let us, ooh, this is like slime, y'all. Alright, let's try some glitter. Let's try it on his arms. Oh, y'all, that looks so good. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? Alright. I'm gonna paint the inside of his arm. I have a husky hair that wants to stick. Alright, I'm gonna paint. And I'm just dabbing this on. Look at that. So cool, y'all. Paint his little arms like so. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. Sparkly girl. Sparkly dragon girl. In fact, that's gonna be your name. We're gonna name you Sparkles. Y'all like that name? Sparkles the dragon. Okay, so let's open our gold because I'm gonna put that on the horns. And since I have my puppy pad, I'm just wiping my brush on it. Oop, almost spilled my gold. So now, instead of that yellow, ta-da, I'm adding that gold holographic. I'm gonna add more spice to this girl. There we go. Y'all look at that. And I don't know if you can do this or not. I told you, we're learning this together for the first time. First time I've ever done this. And I'm just trying it. Because that's what we do. We just try it. And see. And I know Let's Resin is watching this. So if this is a no-go, tell me. Alright. So the horns are gold. Shall we make the wings gold too? Let's do that. We're gonna make some gold wings. Here we go. Gold wing. Sparkle baby girl. You are a sparkle girl. Whoop. We're doing the back. Maybe comment below, y'all. What do y'all think about this? Are you gonna get some of this and try it yourself? Do you think it would serve as a good stress relief for people with anxiety? Which I am one of those. I don't know if y'all know, but I have long COVID. And I was in the hospital and very close to being put on a ventilator. We lost an eye. Eye down. Let's post this other. And I'm not going to color all this dragon. I'm just going to make these wings stand out. And her cute little face. And arms. And horns. Alright. Peel that back. Come here. Eye down. We have a Popeye Sparkle Girl. It's a Popeye Sparkle Girl. Alright. One more little area here. We want to make sure it's covered good. There we go, y'all. Look at that. Sparkle, sparkle on the dragon wings on the back. So cute. We're going to try to stick that eyeball back on. Hopefully it sticks and stays. Alright. So we're done with this. Now, girl, I'm going to put you down. You're going to fall. That's alright. We're going to wipe our brush off. I'm going to close these. Put these away. Go back in there. Alright. Close this away. So there you go. That answered one question I had. I'm going to close this palette. Put it out of the way. Move our little hand things. And now, no, stay eyeball. We're going to pull this dragon off. And, I'll move that eyeball. I'm going to add some powder to roll this baby in. So there we go. I'm just going to add some powder down here for us to roll this dragon in. And whatever's left, I can crease my paper. Okay. So, let's stick her down. Roll her around. Get under that neck. In between those little joints. And then my brush. This is one. See that? Just brush any excess off out of any little areas. This brush is great for that, y'all. Get that off there. Brush this off the back. I can see we miss a little spot right there in that area. And I'm just going to use my brush. Brush it around. And there. So it's not sticky. It's not sticking to my hands anymore. Eyes stay in there. There we go, y'all. Say hi to Sparkles. Hi, Sparkle. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I hope you have a great home. Okay, so I'm going to fold this back because I'll clean that up in a little bit. But let's get her home ready for her to live in. Oh, there we go. We're going to open it, make sure it's all opened up. And then we're going to put our adorable little dragon in her home, like so. Look! Isn't she adorable, y'all? So cute you are. I'm going to smoosh the eyes in there. Look. Y'all, this is so fun. I really do like this. I hope this gives y'all the confidence to try it for yourself, because I know it's fun. And I'm going to use Squish Your Loneliness Away, because there are times, and y'all know from my experience, grief can come up and smack you sometimes, or if you feel like you're all by yourself, you're alone and nobody understands, pull your little friend out here. Sparkles will happily, wow, y'all, I'm blind as a bat. Okay, I gotta do this so where I can see it. There we go. Alright, Sparkles has a home and has a cute little tag and is ready to go so others can play with her. I really do like that holographic glitter. That makes such a huge difference. Our little blind our blind hamster. We have our two. They're all done. Say hello to my little friends. So we have Harry the hamster, Henrietta the hamster, Sparkles the dragon. Tell me, what should we name them? Leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think their name should be. But that's all for this, y'all. That's it. I just have to clean up. And I have enough silicone left out of this kit to make one more animal. I don't know if it'll be the dragon or another hamster. I haven't decided. I might let my granddaughter decide that one. But that's it. We have our little friends. They are ready to go. So make sure you do all the YouTube things. Give this a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and ding that bell so you don't miss the next video that we have coming. And it's a very fun one. Ideas. And these are not sponsored by anybody. No one pays me to do these. I do these on my own. So if you want to donate and help cover the cost with some of the stuff, if you're learning something from it and you just want to say thanks for that, buy me a cup of coffee to help with editing these, because I am still having technical difficulties. I'm gonna have to buy a new camera. There's just no way around it. I've tried everything I know to fix my issues and it's not working. So if you want to make a donation, the links are in the description below. You can do it through Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, buy me a coffee. I'll put all the links in the description. I really, really, really appreciate my members who have joined the channel. If you want to have your name added to that list and be recognized, all you have to do is click that join channel, and I have something cool coming for members only. Be on the lookout for that, members, because that will be for your eyes only. Anyway, until next time, y'all, happy arting. Ta-ta for now.